Hello everybody, welcome to Extreme Makeover Minecraft Edition. Today we're going to be renovating this lovely 342 square block home right outside of a dark oak forest located in the plains biome. In all seriousness guys, today in this video I'm going to show you how in just 5 steps we can turn this wooden box of a house into something super awesome that I actually personally would love having in my own Minecraft world. And really quick before we get into this video, over 94% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you want to see me do more videos like this, if you want to see more tips on how you can improve your building, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications down below. So let's get my hard hat back on and let's get started. To begin, when we enter the house, we can see this ceiling is pretty low. When we jump, we kind of hit our head on it a little bit, and you can see it's just kind of dimly lit. There's not really any kind of decorations. They just kind of have the basics back over here. So the first thing we're going to fix is let's go ahead and extend this ceiling up maybe 2 to 3 blocks, and that'll make a huge difference for this main level here. And for the sake of speed in this video, I'm going to be using World Edit. If you're not comfortable with World Edit or not familiar with it, I have a whole series of basic tutorials and some hacks in a playlist on my channel. They're all in short form, but they give you a really great idea of some of the basic commands for World Edit, so I recommend checking those out. If you're still not comfortable with it after those, feel free to just do this by hand. It'll be a little bit slower, but you will also be able to do it in survival mode as well. So to start, we have to get rid of this actual first section of ceiling here so we can raise it up. So all we have to do is select this inner part where you would actually be seeing the ceiling. Don't select the walls in that selection as well. We'll go ahead and do /cut, and that'll take it right out. And as you can see, the whole ceiling is exposed now. Now we just need to raise it up a couple blocks. So I think I want 2 extra blocks interior. So we'll do 3 blocks higher here, and then we'll select this and then bring it back down to the main top level, or the original top level. And we'll do /walls oak _ planks. And it's going to push me out, but as you can see, our walls have been raised. Now all we have to do is reselect on this new higher level, and we do /replace air with oak _ planks. And as you can see, we've now raised that ceiling up quite a bit, and it's actually much more open in here. My shaders kind of don't like that corner a little bit, but we'll fix that later in this episode as well. For this next phase of this upgrade, I want to do something pretty radical, and I want to add a second level to this house. But I don't want to stack it just directly on top of this and just have it look even more like a big rectangle wood box. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do something like an L shape maybe right across here. I think that could be pretty cool. So let me go ahead and draw that outline and then I'll come right back. All right, so I have the basic outline figured out. I did also bring the ceiling down 1 block. I just felt like it was a little bit too high, but now it looks a lot better inside. And I like this L shape a little bit. And what we can do is actually give ourselves sort of like a deck area right here in the finished product because of this shape. And it adds a little bit of depth to the actual building itself as well. So now what we need to do is build the walls up for this. /walls won't work here because that really only works in a square area, but you can kind of do it as 2 separate commands. So let's go ahead and get the outline for that figured out. So our outside walls here are 6 blocks tall, so we're gonna do the exact same for the second level. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think what we'll do is we'll do this big rectangle section first. So we'll select this, and then we'll do that same walls command, but as you can see when I do this, it walls us off from that other section. So what we're going to have to do is use the cut command to get rid of this section here. So when we do /cut, it opens that back up, and then we'll actually have to do that 1 more time. I should have waited to do that, but for the sake of showing it to you guys, yep, as you can see, it brings that second wall back because it actually shares that with this other area. But once we do that, we have this L-shaped area all opened up. Now let's get the ceiling on. For now, we're also going to do oak planks. We're going to come back in and change some stuff up down the line in this video. But for now, we're just going to fill this area all up with oak planks to give it a ceiling. And now we can't quite access it yet. We'll have to build a staircase. But if I were to just punch out a hole up here, as you can see, we can get into the second level and then maybe we'll add a door to get into the deck. Now we want to give it some color variation as well, so I think I'm going to try using dark oak stairs and slabs to build this staircase, and we'll see how that ends up looking. I got this staircase added. It doesn't look too bad. We'll probably do some extra renovations to it as we go further in the video, but all this does for now is brings you up into the second level. I added some torches just so we can see a little bit better while we're working on it.
But all in all, not too bad. Moving on to step 2, as you can tell, this building's looking a little bit chunky, so what we're gonna do here, and I covered this in a previous video talking about some tips and tricks for building, is we're gonna add some depth and we're gonna move some stuff around to make this look like it's a little bit more detailed. We're also gonna add some windows in this step as well. Sticking with that dark oak theme from the stairs, let's add some columns along the outside, and I can't decide if I wanna use dark oak logs or stripped dark oak logs. I think I'm gonna start with stripped and see if I like it. If not, we can switch it back over pretty easy. The first set of posts are done, and if you look closely, you can actually see I shrank the second story in one block to give us some extra depth and to let us do this kind of cool thing with the posts where we can add even more depth using those, and it makes it look a little bit less blocky. I modified the staircase a little bit to fit this, and I added some posts as well, and I added some more stairs on the underside just to give a little bit more detail to those stairs. It doesn't really affect the size too much of that second story, so I'm not super worried about it, and it'll be worth it to have this extra level of detail. As you can see, I've added this sort of level of logs going across the top here, and this is really starting to make this house look a little bit more put together. We're gonna add a couple more details though. I think I'm gonna do these sort of little points sticking out on the edge here. It gives it more of that look like it was built with logs. So I'm gonna go ahead and add those across all of these posts along the outside, and we'll see how that looks. Already, this is looking so much better than that original box we had. Let's go ahead and add some windows in to get some natural light going and to add a little bit more depth in the mid sections here so we don't just have these giant slabs of planks going across. I'm also gonna relocate the door from the middle to off to the side here. This is just so we can have a little bit more variation. You don't wanna have it be too symmetrical. You want to add a little bit of differentiation to the build, so I think it'll overall make it look a little bit better, and I think I'm going to replace that oak door with maybe a dark oak door as well. This house is starting to look incredible. I added in these windows, and you might think these windows look a little bit squished. We're going to go ahead and fix that now. We're going to add some details underneath these overhangs here, and it's going to make a world of difference. What I really want to do for these overhang details is add in a little bit of stone. We have a lot of wood colors going on, but not a lot of other kind of grays mixed in with it or any other colors other than these sort of brown tones. So I think adding that will add a little bit of extra color pop that'll make a huge difference for the look of the outside of this house. What I want to do is something similar to houses I've done in the past. It usually ends up looking really great when you do it. So I think I'm going to do sort of like a stair type thing, and then we'll add some little overhangs as we go along. I think either cobblestone stairs or stone brick stairs will be best for this. I feel like maybe stone bricks is what I'm leaning towards, but I will mess with it and I will get back to you guys when I figure it out. It's still a work in progress, but so far I'm super happy with how this is turning out, and basically all I'm doing here, if you just need a breakdown of these details I'm doing here, basically in the corners here along these posts, I've put in these stairs. I have these cobblestone walls going up here, sort of like columns. I have stone bricks in the corner, and then I have stone brick stairs upside down going along here. In the center of every wall, I have these little overhangs where I put a correctly placed stair and then two stone bricks on either side. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. It needs a little bit of fine tuning, and I still have to do the top level here, but I am super happy with how it is turning out so far. I am insanely happy with how this is turning out. I've gone all the way around. I've done both levels. I've added in a couple extra details, and I think what we're gonna do now is add in some lighting on the exterior. And of course, instead of boring torches, we're gonna use my favorite lighting source they've ever added to this game, lanterns. I think what I wanna do is put them on the overhangs here, and then also centered on these drop downs. If they have two, then maybe I'll do double up like that, or maybe I'll just skip those ones, and maybe we'll just do the one in the center. I've added the lanterns, and this is really starting to look like probably one of my favorite houses I've ever actually done. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like at night super quick. That's awesome. And my shaders are obviously helping out with that quite a bit, but I love the way it kind of just emits light from all those lanterns. It looks super awesome, and I'm super happy with how this is turning out, and it looks great from all different angles as well. For a quick review, let's go over what we've done so far. So first, we extended the ceiling to give us a little bit more room on our first level. We added a second level. We added exterior depth, and we moved a lot of stuff around to make it look better and add a lot of different details. We replaced the lighting, and before we get into this final step, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, or if you have any other suggestions for builds you want me to renovate or you could even send me your builds you want me to check out and I can see what I would do personally to fix them. So for this final step, we're actually going to renovate the interior here. As you can see, we haven't touched that original set of stuff that's sitting in the corner. That's pretty much all there is in this house right now. This entire second level is empty. I did add a door in, but we don't have anything on that second level. We don't have any kind of decorations on the deck either. So to start, let's tear out all of this. We don't need any of these chests, and we are going to actually relocate the sleeping and crafting table up top here. So to start, let's go ahead and put in a bed. I'm going to put in a black bed just because I think it looks a little better than the traditional red one. Let's put a crafting table next to it. We'll throw in a couple furnaces, a couple blast furnaces, and then a couple smokers just in case we want to cook some food faster as well. And because of space, in lieu of 2 furnaces, I'm actually going to move the crafting table over, give 1 furnace, and then I'm going to put a chest right here. I'm one of those people that likes to keep their valuables in a chest close to them, especially when I'm starting out, when I don't have that many diamonds. And in this case, I have no diamonds because it's a creative world. So we're going to put our valuables chest here. I like to be able to keep it kind of away from the rest of my storage so I can keep track of it better. And just in case somebody decides they want to try and steal it from me, do not try and steal from me. Anyways, that's enough threats. I want to add sort of like a bar table thing along this back wall and this back wall here. I think maybe will give us some room away from the stairs. Maybe like that should be good. And then maybe we'll actually do a stair here, and then we'll do slabs along this way. We'll put a solid one in the corner, and we'll bring it all the way to the end of this wall. And I think that looks pretty good. Maybe we can add something in the corners and we can adjust it a little bit to make it look how we want. I've also added these little corner effects here. Let's go ahead and put some lanterns in there as well for some non-torch lighting, just because they look so much better than torches usually do. All right, the upstairs is looking pretty good. It's still a little bit empty, but I like to leave some room for people to customize. So you can see I've added these little lantern sections in all of the corners in the ceiling. It's looking pretty good. I added in this desk here with some chairs and this little lantern on the edge. I also added a trapdoor just to give some kind of edge to this desk. And I've got all of these put in place as well as the bed. Don't forget to set your spawn if you broke your bed before if you're playing in survival. And let's go ahead and move down to this first level and see what we can do here. So I came up with something kind of cool to utilize the space under the stairs. I put in some bookshelves, and it actually does get you to level 30 enchants. But I also added this spot right here where you can keep your lapis, and it's kind of out of the way. I think it's a great way to utilize the space, and it still gets to level 30 enchants, so I think it's perfect. What I've done here is just put in a little table to fill in some of the space. There's not too much we can do down here. I'd recommend if you wanted somewhere for major storage, either build a separate storage room, or you can look at what I've done in my personal single player survival world that I have some videos on. I built a downstairs storage room that you can always add on, but I really wouldn't recommend it, especially with all the windows we have in here. It just kind of blocked the windows off. But other than that, I've added in some more lighting. I've added in these lanterns. I think I'm going to add in a couple more details. Like, let's go ahead and put some stairs there. Maybe some up here just to match. And then let's go ahead and throw one in here as well. I also decided to add in these stairs just for a sort of trim. I think I'm also going to add it up to this second level and see how that looks. I personally think this looks much better, and it kind of just fills it out and adds a little bit more depth to it. And finally, I think the very last thing I want to do for this house is add in some pressure plates for all the doors on the top and bottom on the inside. And this just makes it a little bit easier so you don't have to click your doors open every single time. All right, all fixed. Now it should just open right up, and this is looking incredible, guys. I am so happy with the way this house turned out, especially when you compare it back to how it very first looked when we first built this. This is a major improvement, and I hope you guys enjoyed me creating this. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.